seeking bail had been dismissed by the Supreme Court. How, even though the top court had granted interim bail to Arvind Kejriwal for a few weeks to campaign for the Aam Aadmi Party during the Lok Sabha elections, he had to go back to Tihar jail on the 2nd of June as soon as the Lok Sabha elections got over. His lawyers had once again approached the top court seeking regular bail this time. They had even said that his health was indifferent, that he had lost a lot of weight while in jail, and therefore for a series of important medical tests he needed extended leave. That petition was turned down by the Supreme Court then, who had asked him to go back to the trial court for this matter. Now we are given to understand that the trial court in Delhi has granted bail to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The Enforcement Directorate, meanwhile, has asked the court to give it 48 hours to sign the bail bond so that the order can be challenged in the higher court. So clearly the investigating agency has made up its mind about challenging Kejriwal's bail in the Delhi High Court. My colleague Brijesh Pandey joins us with more at this point. Brijesh, would it be correct to say that it is the Rouse Avenue Court in Delhi where the case is being heard that has granted Arvind Kejriwal bail? Do we know on what grounds the bail has been granted? And clearly the Enforcement Directorate has already made up its mind about challenging it in the Delhi High Court and has sought 48 hours time from the lower court.
Well, you know what? Neha, what Enforcement Directorate has said is there is a right of every investigative agency, any and every investigative agency, any and every single individual has the right to challenge, his or her incarceration over the Superior Court. So that is not the big thing. The big thing is that we don't know, we don't have the order of the copy yet, so we don't know, what are the exact premise on which this bail has been given. But it is a big political development. I have no comment saying that as far as the politics of India is concerned, as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. Because, Rouse Avenue Court, which is a special court in which ED and CBI cases are heard, the vacation bench, Nyay Bindu, has passed the order. She reserved the order. Both sides, Arvind Kejriwal's side as well as ASG, they have argued the issue on length. Allow me to read out, the certain proceedings or certain arguments which were made today. The ASG, SV Raju, appearing for Enforcement Directorate, had submitted that co-accused received huge cash, and paid bills of hotel stay of Arvind Kejriwal, spoke about 100 crore bribe, spoke about how Nair used to be, living in a bungalow which he is not entitled to, just to be close to Arvind Kejriwal and carry out all the activities on his behalf. All these, they said that, my phone is sacrosanct, my password nahi dunga, all kind of, the arguments which was put forth by Enforcement Directorate. And they said that, that Vijay Nair, who was unconnected with the government and had no business in framing the excise policy, he was used as middleman by Kejriwal, and his proximity with Chief Minister is established beyond doubt. This is what the Enforcement Directorate said. But earlier before, he said, the Arvind Kejriwal lawyer said that he was not made a co-accused in this case. It was done much later. He also said that how, all the evidences against Arvind Kejriwal was based on statement of people who are accused in the case, and also the people who have, in the first 5-6 statement had not named Arvind Kejriwal, but later on named Arvind Kejriwal and got benefit out of it. So, it is not for the ED to guide the CBI. It's an independent agency, and, they will take the call. He also said that as of date, Arvind Kejriwal is not an accused in the CBI case, and that on the contrary, the record stand, he was called as a witness. So, he said that, the Chaudhary was the lawyer appearing for Arvind Kejriwal also said, why did you not arrest him earlier? Why March 21? And the Apex Court had given him a one-time reprieve to appear and campaign for the assembly, for the general elections in Delhi. So I think, this Arvind Kejriwal getting bail from Rouse Avenue Court was a big political development, and also will boost the morale of Aam Aadmi Party and, Aam Aadmi Party leaders. Because remember, barring Arvind Kejriwal and, before him, Sanjay Singh, Manish Sisodia, Satyen Jain are languishing in jail for a very long time now, and so therefore this particular bail will be, the Aam Aadmi Party, if I say that they would be overjoyed, would be less of a statement. Neha?
Absolutely. This is a big victory, Brajesh, for Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. And make no mistake, this is not just a legal win, this is a major political win, because from the beginning, the Aam Aadmi Party has been claiming that Arvind Kejriwal's arrest and the entire liquor policy case that is being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate is nothing but a political witch hunt and vendetta by the BJP-led central government. They had in fact claimed that they did not want Arvind Kejriwal to campaign for his party in the India Alliance ahead of the Lok Sabha elections, and that was the reason why the Enforcement Directorate went ahead and arrested him on the eve of the elections. As Brajesh pointed out, the Delhi Chief Minister was arrested on the 21st of March. He is somebody who stood his ground and refused to resign as the Chief Minister despite political pressure from the BJP. Now, Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party would say that they stand vindicated. Brajesh, there are a lot of things to unpack here. Like I said, this isn't just a legal respite. This is a major political victory, given that the Aam Aadmi Party has been saying from the beginning that Kejriwal's arrest was nothing but part of the BJP's political witch hunt against the opposition, especially on the eve of the Lok Sabha elections. And now, if the Delhi court has found enough grounds to grant bail to Arvind Kejriwal, it would embolden the Aam Aadmi Party to further say, we told you so, that there was never any merit in this entire case. And it perhaps also comes as a boost to other AAP leaders like Manish Sisodia, who have been languishing in jail for over a year now in connection with the same case.
You know, there are two things which I would want to tell you. A, because you asked that specific question, because ED had said that they would want to stay on the 48 hours before, so that they can approach the higher court. I would like to, update our viewers that information which we have just received, that the EC Special Counsel Zohaib Hussein's plea for stay of the order till ED exercises its legal remedy has been rejected by the court. So whatever the ED demanded has been rejected, and I think, on a surety of 1 lakh rupees and a couple of other legal formalities, I think chances of Arvind Kejriwal being out of jail by end of tomorrow, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that he might be out of jail by tomorrow evening. And second thing is that, it will definitely give a boost to Aam Aadmi Party. And, if you talk of timing, Neha, he was allowed a reprieve, one-time reprieve, but nobody has got, and, had to surrender on 2nd of June. We are standing on, 20th of June. So 17 days later, he has gotten bail. And when does he get bail? I'm saying of the, the political timing of the entire thing. When does he get bail? 3 days before this parliament session is about to start. So I think, these kind of things will definitely find a greater resonance as far as the politics is concerned. Yes, we'll have to go into details of, once we get our hand on the exact order of the bail and on what ground the bail has been granted by the learned judge. But the fact of the matter is that, Arvind Kejriwal getting bail from Rouse Avenue Court is a big development. Even Sanjay Singh issue was reached up to the apex court, and Justice Sanjeev Khanna had to tell Enforcement Directorate that either you check with your bosses whether you have objection to his bail being given or not, or we will start dealing or hearing on the merit of the case, which will have bearing on the other cases as well. To which Enforcement Directorate immediately said that no, we have no objection of him being released on bail. Arvind Kejriwal getting bail from Rouse Avenue Court is that is the reason why it's a big legal victory also for Aam Aadmi Party. We'll have to wait and watch as to what are the exact grounds on which he has been granted bail. But if you go by, the way the legal position vis-a-vis other, leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, be it Manish Sisodia and Satyen Jain, behind bars for such a long time, I think it's a big victory for Arvind Kejriwal.
It's very interesting what you just mentioned there, Brajesh, that the Enforcement Directorate actually requested the court to impose a stay on its own order till the ED had time to challenge this verdict in the higher court. That plea has been rejected by the trial court in Delhi, which has decided that Arvind Kejriwal is free to walk out of Tihar jail. He has to submit a bond of 1 lakh rupees. Now, there are multiple factors here to consider, Brajesh. you know, the most important thing to watch out for would be the reasons that have been cited in the detailed judgment by the court for grant of bail to Arvind Kejriwal. Because remember, the Delhi Chief Minister had been described by the investigating agency as the mastermind of the Delhi liquor scam, saying that the buck stopped with Arvind Kejriwal. They said they had established a money trail, you know, the proceeds of crime went directly to Arvind Kejriwal. The money was then diverted to the Goa campaign of the Aam Aadmi Party for its election, this, that and the other. But if there is any mention in this particular order of, and we can only speculate right now, of there being no direct evidence to link Arvind Kejriwal to the alleged liquor policy scam, well, that would then be a big setback to the BJP and the Enforcement Directorate, because as I said, the narrative of the Aam Aadmi Party from the beginning has been that there is simply no substance in this case. These are trumped up charges brought by the BJP-led central government to target the opposition and in particular the Aam Aadmi Party.
Well, you know, it won't be wise to speculate on exactly on what grounds the bail has been given, because you know we are yet to get our hands on the detailed judgment of the learned judge of the Rouse Avenue Court. But there are two things very interesting. You know, usually what we have seen, you know, the way it works, you know, a vacation bench judge giving an order granting bail to Arvind Kejriwal is unprecedented. The fact of the matter is that Arvind Kejriwal is one thing is very clear, that Arvind Kejriwal from you know, a normal person who the ED would want to inquire to a kingpin or alleged mastermind of the entire case, you know, that was the biggest 180-degree turn which you see in a criminal case. The Enforcement Directorate said that the reason why they wanted to summon him was they wanted to inquire him as one of the person, but not as the alleged mastermind. I think with Arvind Kejriwal getting a bail, I think either the court has decided that, you know, the investigation part, every single aspect of investigation part is over as far as the Enforcement Directorate is concerned, and there could be no problem, you know, if Arvind Kejriwal walks out of the jail, as he could not pose any threat to any potential, you know, either talking to a witness or tampering with evidence and all. The second could be that, you know, that the judge did not find any merit whatsoever about the allegation which was leveled against Arvind Kejriwal, and if the detailed order does hint towards that, I think, you know, Aam Aadmi Party is a completely different party. I would not equate it with Congress Party. You know, they will go to town and they know how to make their voice heard as far as the political system of Delhi is concerned. It will be a big setback for the Enforcement Directorate, because, you know, not only Arvind Kejriwal, the entire opposition parties, they all have been saying that the ED, the CBI, these investigative agencies, especially ED, given the vast power now that has been vested with them, are being used by the central government to settle political sore. That is the allegation of all the opposition parties. And in middle of which, you know, when Arvind Kejriwal was arrested, many felt that, you know, that there was no need for the ED to go ahead and do it. It may have politically boomeranged. It didn't boomerang in Delhi. BJP won all the 7 Lok Sabha seats. But, you know, you don't know how, you know, badly it may have boomeranged or resonated in some other parts, you know, of UP, you know, bordering Delhi and all. And the third thing is that, you know, this bail order, once it is made public, once you get to know about the exact contours of this bail order, then the other opposition parties will also come forward and raise the campaign against the Enforcement Directorate. So I think, you know, it is a big political setback to the entire case. We'll have to wait and watch, as I would say it again and again, you know, to get and read the entire judgment in its entirety. But Arvind Kejriwal getting bail from vacation bench of Rouse Avenue Court is a big development as far as politics in Delhi is concerned.
Development that very few would have expected. I think it would be safe to say, Brijesh, that since the 4th of June, when the Lok Sabha election results came out, you know, the opposition, the India Alliance, really has received multiple boosts. Not only did it perform way better than expected in those elections, emerging as a very strong opposition for the first time in a decade, but now you also have the Delhi Chief Minister being granted bail in a case where he had been described by the investigating agency as the mastermind.
Well, absolutely. And I think, that is the reason why I'm saying that,
Sushil Gupta, Aam Aadmi, give me one moment. Give me just one moment, Brijesh. Stay on with me. Kartikeya Sharma is also here with me in the studio. But before that, I need to go across to Aam Aadmi Party MP Sushil Gupta, who joins us on the phone line at this point. Sushil ji, a big win for Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party?
सत्य हमेशा जीतता है. सत्य लेट हो सकता है, पराजित नहीं हो सकता. आम आदमी पार्टी के सुप्रीमो, दिल्ली के लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को जिस प्रकार झूठे केस के अंदर चुनाव से डरते हुए भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अंदर रखा, आज कोर्ट से उनको बेल मिली और बिल्कुल न्याय ने एक उचित रास्ता लिया. मैं हिंदुस्तान की न्याय प्रणाली को सैल्यूट करता हूं और उन्होंने जनता के विश्वास को कायम रखा और इस झूठे केस के अंदर अरविंद केजरीवाल को जमानत.
झूठा केस था और इसीलिए अरविंद केजरीवाल को बेल मिल गई है. इसमें तो कोई दो राय नहीं है कि आप लोगों के लिए और केजरीवाल जी के लिए बहुत बड़ी जीत है. अभी हम वेट कर रहे हैं डिटेल जजमेंट का. अभी हमें ये नहीं मालूम कि किन ग्राउंड्स पे केजरीवाल जी को बेल मिली है. लेकिन मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी, क्या आपको लगता है कि अब रास्ता खुल सकता है मनीष सिसोदिया के लिए भी, जो पिछले 1.25 साल से कम जेल में है इसी सेम केस में?
मैंने पहले ही कहा कि सत्य लेट हो सकता है, पराजित नहीं हो सकता और सबको बेल मिलेगी और सम्मान सभी बाहर आएंगे.
आप मानते हैं सबको बेल मिलेगी? तो सुशील जी, सवाल ये उठता है कि क्या इस बेल ऑर्डर से आप लोगों को लगता है ये साबित हो जाता है कि इस मामले में कुछ है नहीं और ये झूठा मामला बनाया गया?
ये भी साबित होगा. आप देखते रहिए, कोर्ट इस बात को भी साबित करेगी. कई बार सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी कह चुकी है कि इस मामले में कुछ है नहीं. ट्रायल कोर्ट में 2 पेशी के अंदर भी मुकदमा नहीं चल पाएगा. परंतु इस इलेक्शन से डरते हुए भारतीय जनता पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के बढ़ते हुए कदमों को रोकने के लिए हमेशा ऐसा चलती रही. परंतु अब मुझे लगता है कि न्याय अपना रास्ता ले रहा है.
सुशील जी, कार्तिकेय बोल रहा हूं स्टूडियो से. आपको नहीं लगता है कि ये इस बेल बहुत पहले मिल जानी चाहिए थी?
निसंदेह मिल जानी चाहिए थी. कोर्ट ने एक जजमेंट भी दिया चुनाव के दौरान कि इस तरीके से रोकना, ठीक चुनाव के वक्त पे गिरफ्तार करना, ये गलत है. ये वर्डिक्ट सुप्रीम कोर्ट की थी और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उस वक्त बेल भी दी और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसले का सम्मान करते हुए अरविंद केजरीवाल जी दोबारा अंदर भी गए. परंतु कुछ ही समय में ये बेल मिलके ये साबित हो गया कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी बिल्कुल ठीक थे, अपनी जगह पे ठीक थे.
सुशील जी, कल का दिन काफी बड़ा होगा. कुछ बताएंगे कि केजरीवाल जी के बाहर आने के बारे में क्या खबर पार्टी को है?
ईमानदारी से मैं हरियाणा में हूँ और नॉन एरियल जोन में घूम रहा हूँ. कभी भी फोन डिस्कनेक्ट हो सकता है. आई एम नॉट अवेयर. जस्ट आई सॉ द न्यूज इन द टेलीविजन.
नहीं, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने हमसे बात की. आई थिंक
थैंक यू सुशील जी, थैंक यू सो मच.
Neha, it's a big development in the sense that there's not only the chief minister is getting the bail, but you see 2 things have happened. The first thing which has happened is that this chief minister refused to put in his paper. One, and there was intense pressure, if I just have to answer this politically, to ensure that he resigns from the position.
Yes.
But the resignation did not come through. So there was no legal remedy on part for the government to ensure that, that either there is an intervention part of the LG or from the president's office that the state is not being governed properly. So they could not get Mr. Kejriwal to resign. So one, it has created a precedent, which anyway should be to the dislike of the government, because the first thing which people do in such position or condition is they put in their papers. And then when you put in the papers, the number 2 becomes a chief minister. And then you become a forgotten story because you are behind the bars. He refused to do that. So now that is a precedent. Hemant Soren, when he went behind the bars, he went back to his residence, picked up the stuff, then he put in his papers, introduced the new guy to the people, and then he went behind the bar. A lot of things happened. In this case, none of it happened. So Kejriwal remained the chief minister. The second thing which I would really like to
know is that what will be the reception of the Congress party in this context. Are they going to welcome him? Elections in Delhi will be happening. They fought against each other in Punjab. Both of them did well. What is going to happen in Delhi? Because Kejriwal coming out is definitely a narrative problem for Bharatiya Janata Party. Kejriwal is not a legislative problem for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Arvind Kejriwal is not a Lok Sabha problem for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Arvind Kejriwal is a narrative problem for Bharatiya Janata Party because he starts weaving the narrative around him, and that's what irritates them. So for Arvind Kejriwal to be out, he gets the chance to fight, because imagine Arvind Kejriwal not being active, Delhi was for taking. Arvind Kejriwal outside fighting, Delhi during assembly is not for taking.
That's correct. Even though he was granted interim bail by the Supreme Court to campaign for the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi and elsewhere during the Lok Sabha elections, we know that things didn't go, the Aam Aadmi Party's way in Delhi. They failed to pick up even a single seat, all 7 seats of the Lok Sabha going to the BJP. However, fact remains, as I mentioned earlier to Brijesh, and Brijesh, if I could bring you back in at this point in time, even as we wait for more details of this judgment to emerge, the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress may not have won a single seat in Delhi in the Lok Sabha elections, but this election has proved to be a turning point for the opposition, the India Alliance, in so many different ways, with them doing so much better than expected, emerging as a very strong opposition that's already keeping the government on its toes on multiple issues, including the NEET controversy. Now with Arvind Kejriwal set to walk out of Tihar jail tomorrow, how much of a headache do you think this could become for the BJP, which some might say is